Yes done guys, welcome back to Von Vlogs. My name is Jake and this is my Europa League and Conference League prediction video. Starting off here with Roma Sociedad. Mourinho's Roma versus Sociedad of Spain. I reckon it's going to be 2-0. 2-1 actually, I'll go 2-1 to Roma. Now moving on to the next game, Sporting Lisbon of Portugal versus Arsenal. High flying Arsenal here. I reckon it's going to be I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory to Arsenal, and then they'll go back to the Emirates and I think they'll score 1 or 2, but they'll get through comfortably. Moving on now to Bayern Leverkusen of Germany versus Fernand Cabios of, I don't know where they're from actually. Let me know in the comments. For Brownie, let me know where they're from. So anyway, I reckon Bayern Munich will win this pretty comfortably. I reckon it's going to be 2-0. I reckon going away in the next leg, midweek, it'll be difficult for them, but I reckon they'll manage it. Now, moving on to personally, when I saw the draw, I looked at the draw and saw this fixture, I got really excited by it. Union Berlin of Germany versus Union Saint-Gilles of Belgium. Union Berlin, obviously, high flyers in Germany this season. Falling off a bit now, and then you've got Union Saint-Gilles to Belgium, again, high flyers last season, not so much this season I don't think, but I reckon Union Berlin will win this in the home leg, and then Union Berlin will in the first leg, and Union Saint-Gilles will win 1-0 in the next game. I'm going 2-1 for this, and then I think it'll go to extra time. I reckon it'll be a really close game. A lot of people are not really looking at it as a close game. Union Berlin will win comfortably, people say. They might do, but I reckon Union Saint-Gilles, don't doubt them. Now, moving on to Shakhtar Donetsk of Ukraine versus Feyenoord of the Netherlands. I reckon Shakhtar Donetsk is a very, very, very difficult place to go midweek. I reckon the atmosphere is going to be electric. I reckon they'll pull off a 1-0 victory here, but then Feyenoord will go and they'll beat them maybe 2-1 or 3-1 in the next leg at home in the Netherlands. Now moving on to the last 3 games in the Europa League. Starting off with my now tournament favourites, Manchester United playing Real Betis of Spain. I reckon after that 7-0 victory, 7-0 loss to Liverpool, I reckon they'll come to Old Trafford today. I reckon the fans might be on the back a little bit to start. I reckon it might be a slow start. They'll get on the back and then they'll score. They'll score a few, get them back on side. I reckon it's going to be 3-0 to Man U in this game against Real Betis. Now moving on to the old lady, Juventus versus Freiburg. I reckon Juventus have got this pretty easily. I reckon it's going to be a 2-0 victory. Now moving on to the last game in this round of 16 stage. Sevilla versus Fenerbahce of Turkey. Sevilla, who are Europa League merchants, won the competition in the last few years. I reckon they will win 2-1. Yeah, so that is my Europa League predictions. Now, let's go on to my Conference League predictions. So, now, moving on to my Conference League predictions. Lazio is an Alkmaar that's played yesterday. 2-1 is an Alkmaar. I reckon Lazio will bring that back in the second leg and go through. Now, Anderlecht to Belgium versus Villarreal of Spain. How do I see that panning out? I reckon Villarreal will get a 2-1 victory here against Anderlecht. Difficult place to go, Belgium, on a Thursday night. Now moving on, Moldovan Sheriff Tiraspol versus Nice of France. I reckon, do you know what? I reckon Sheriff might pull off a 1-0 shock here in their home. I reckon they're very underrated, don't get me wrong. They're not the kind of quality of a French side like Nice. I reckon they will get bet comfortably in the second leg, but I reckon Nice might underestimate them, go down and find it difficult to go on to come back. Now moving on to AEK Larnaca versus West Ham. I reckon West Ham will come here. I reckon they'll get a 2-1 victory. I reckon Larnaca will score early, unsettle West Ham a bit, might find it a wee bit difficult for them, but then they'll pull through in the end, and then they will go on to beat them, and then go on next weekend or next week, whenever the second leg is, and beat them comfortably at home at the London Stadium. Giving David Moyes a wee bit more time. Do I think he should be sacked? No. Now moving on to Genk of Belgium versus Istanbul Başakşehir, Turkey. I reckon it's got to be a bore zone, not gonna lie. I reckon it's got to be a 0-0. Not a very interesting, attractive game, that is. Now moving on to Basel of Switzerland versus Slavian Bratislava of Slovakia. I reckon Basel will run them off the park here. It's going to be a 2-0 victory. Goal either half-time maybe, we'll see. Now moving on to Lech Poznan of Poland versus Djurgården of Sweden. I reckon that's going to be a 1-1. I reckon the Swedish outfit will have a lot. I reckon they're, again, I do like an underdog. I back an underdog, me personally. I reckon they will hold it to the second leg at home, but then Lech Poznan will go through and pull it through as expected. Now moving on to the last game in the Conference League round of 16. It's going to be Fiorentina of Italy versus Slavia of Turkey. I reckon Fiorentina are going to have far too much for them. I'm going to go a 3-0 to Fiorentina. Okay guys, that has been my predictions to the Europa League and to the Conference League. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and a subscribe to the channel if you do like the content. I've got some exciting content coming up. Going to go to a few games over the next few weeks. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, let me know in the comment what you thought of the video, and let me know of any ideas you've got. Put them down below, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.